Christina, the epicenter of this crisis is in the Central Valley, where there are growing fears the drought could wipe out entire towns right off the map. Families are already moving away in search of work, and Nick is at Touchscreen 13 with how this situation is growing more dire by the day. Nick?
And Sam, behind me is a map of Tulare County showing where more than 1,000 wells have already gone dry. Some folks there living in third world conditions. But before our visit there, we traveled to a lonely ghost town in the desert, which offers a dire warning of what can happen when the water runs out. Desolate and deserted.
Yeah, we didn't ask for this, you know.
Dave Leimbach is one of the few left in Lockhart. Once home to hundreds, it's all but abandoned, a forgotten ghost town in the Mojave Desert.
Yep, one of the few seven. I think there's 7 people left out here.
Seven. The sun slowly set on this old farming town when the nearby lake dried up.
I've been out here since 1980, and they're all gone. All.
Hundreds of miles away, communities similarly built on farming struggle. Water is scarce.
My well went dry 5 years ago.
Orchards ripped out, and farm jobs are few. Many worry new ghost towns could be on the horizon in Central California.
You see the houses that are empty, everything's brown.
In these parts, Donna Johnson is affectionately known as the Water Lady. Donna's delivering water to a needy family in East Porterville, a devastated town we visited before, California's drought ground zero. Dozens more wells have run dry since our last trip. Most of the Tulare County community, south of Fresno, still has no water.
Let's go right there.
Inside, Juana Garcia does dishes with bottled water. In the days before help arrived, Juana didn't use soap. She gave the leftover dishwater to her kids. Living in poverty with no running water, she may have to leave.
She says she can't stay here another year. If she doesn't get any water, she's going to move.
Here we met Alex, a farm worker who drives nearly a day for the closest job to Washington State or even Toronto, Canada.
You drive 20 hours to go to work.
In Washington. For Washington, 20 hours and driving.
Next month, he plans to move away.
No water, no nothing.
What about water?
Drinking water and food lines are longer than ever at Iglesia Emmanuel.
It's dire. It's dire here. It's dire straits.
Fear in the air, as thick as the humidity on a sweltering summer day.
I remember when I used to pick fruit.
The Porterville Church hands out fruits and vegetables.
I say, God bless them. I always say, God bless.
Each time, supplies seem to run out faster.
We're seeing a lot of new faces lately in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Nobody knows this area's worsening struggles more than Pastor Roman Hernandez.
Madison, how you doing?
He says families are packing up for Oregon, Illinois, even Georgia to find farm work. One woman even talked of going back to Mexico.
She grew up in Mexico, very poor, no running water, no shoes, no electricity. But she told me that she at least had plenty of water, and I haven't seen her. So my suspicion is that she went back to Mexico altogether.
Water trucks fill up tanks in East Porterville front yards. But as the drought deepens, there are new reports of neighbors becoming hostile with the water haulers, not wanting their dwindling well water taken somewhere else.
In one case, people reportedly parked their cars trying to form a barricade to keep the water truck from getting to that well. Another time it got so tense, the sheriff's department was called out.
Raindrops fell on Porterville recently for the first time in months. Children so excited, they swam in the pastor's church parking lot.
How do you feel, Angel?
Good.
Any glimmer of hope is welcome in towns across Tulare County. Nearly 1,500 wells are tapped out and farms are scaling back.
It's just tough, and people are having to leave communities they've grown up in.
Professor Dan Sumner specializes in agricultural economics at UC Davis. We wanted his take. Will the drought really wipe parts of the Central Valley off the map? He says while there are communities on the edge, the agriculture that supports them is strong enough to survive.
The farms themselves, I think, they've been built to deal with this drought and the next drought unless we do something really crazy.
There's no water now.
But for those who live it every day, that fear is very real if the drought doesn't end soon.
It's just going to dry up. Just like back in the old days when there was drought. When town turned into a ghost town.
Out here in the Mojave Desert, we met a lonely man who saw it happen with his own eyes.
No water, no jobs, and no people.
Nope, no people, no alfalfa, no store, just me, my dad.
So he can't help but worry for the future of California's farming heartland.
There is hope of drilling a new well to solve East Porterville's water problems. Tulare County secured a state grant. They're hoping the federal government will pick up the rest.
Quite a struggle there, Nick. Thank you very much for that. Christina?